Maneva na sema PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV there osia dem yopo.
Committed to bilingual education.
Oh, my friend. You see, that is only if
we are first committed to learning our local first.
Yeah.
I'm a victim of that. Learn your local first in the schools before you go to bilingual
mother tongue. Very important. Very important.
Taught in it.
Because of where
our policies.
Because of where I was raised and brought up. Even speaking fancy challenge no easy. I struggle. It's not easy.
Yes. And researchers have concluded that if you are well grounded in mother tongue, you can do well at the higher school.
That is true.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, there are some domestic issues that we must touch on. And this one is laughable, but clearly it's something that might interest all of you. Afenyo Makin is saying that Bawumia offers visionary leadership. And it's interesting. Let me just read a little bit of the story to bust your bubbles more. The majority leader of parliament, Alexander Afenyo, unfortunately has your name, Alexander Afenyo Makin, has stated that the vice president and flag bearer of the new patriotic party, Bawumia, offers a better future for the country than former President JDM Mahama. He has therefore urged Ghanaians to remain resolute in their choice of Dr. Bawumia as the next president of Ghana. In a comparative analysis of the two political leaders at a press conference in Accra, Afenyo Makin reasoned that Dr. Bawumia's eligibility for 8 years in office presents an opportunity for him to introduce medium to long-term policies that would benefit the country more than Mr. Mahama, who has been tested and failed in his delivery. Agency to govern. The majority leader noted that Mr. Mahama would have only one term in office should he be elected to govern the country. He indicated that Mr. Mahama's new government would come with lots of challenges, key amongst them the lack of sense of urgency to govern. We know his track record. He is the same person with the same old people coming to tell us that they have something new to offer. Perish the thought, should the opportunity smile at him, he has only one term and there would be no sense of urgency. So from day one, that government will be in crisis because those party people will be struggling on who should be the next leader, he noted. So that is what Afenyo Makin is saying. Let me start with you, Honorable Uncle Alex, because he is talking about your leader and your party. I struggle to fathom why we have political, some people like Afenyo Makin consistently without fail make such comments about former President Mahama. Because technically, former President Mahama only had 4 years in office, technically. Now, if you want to put parity of former President John Dramani Mahama's 4 years in government with Akufo-Addo's 8 years in government, I think that is conclusive enough for everybody to draw his or her own final conclusion on who is a better leader and who is not. And if there is nothing at all for us to compare with, I think it is imperative that we look at what was used as the campaign trumpeter in 2016, which is the Dumso. And Mahama only had 4 years, suffered, in fact, 2016, you recall that he was in court for over a year. Subsequent to that,
that was 2013.
That was 2013. Okay. So forgive me for that. Okay, so 2016. So 2016 was, so Mahama wasn't president in 2016, correct? Yes. So before 2016, so the first 4 years, yes, so I'm right.
Yes, 4 years.
So the first 4 years he was in court for like a year, correct?
Yes, the first
year. Then after that, the first year. Then after that, so he was not able to constitute his government. Yes. So 1 year gone.
Yes.
Then he suffered Dumso.
Yeah.
Okay, for about 3 years.
Yes.
So technically, your man did not really get the opportunity and a clean environment to govern. Created as a problem created by the NPP, in my estimation. Now, despite all of that, in 4 years, the man did what he could. So, Afenyo Makin is saying that you people, you are bringing the same old man to come and do what? Same old man, same old face, same old people, nothing new. Do you agree? Everything, God of mercy. So it was good to leave the party.
A fish that sees the grass on the land looking very nice and thinks that the grass in the water is the same grass. When he steps out of the water, you realize that it was his Armageddon. The two are very alike, but the environments are different. Bawumia is out of his depth at the moment. He stepped into an arena he should not have come at this time anyway. The arena is not his, because the environment has been so muddied with him as part of the helm that I don't know what informed the decision to allow Bawumia to even contest as the flag bearer for the MPP. It is actually bad politics, except you are looking for a stooge, somebody you can control. You want to remote control, somebody who you believe will hide all your sins, because there's no other justification for picking Bawumia, because he carries all your sins, he's part of the sin, and he's not marketable. And you are going to election where you know that actually 8 years is a problem in our politics, because even when you have done well, like Muhammad did, people just assume, oh, look, we need a change. So at least put forward somebody who gives you a chance, which leaves you the only hope of winning as rigging. But if you go down the normal route, you cannot. You have lost in advance. Yet you are talking about you hand over power, whether we win or not. Whether somebody else win, you hand over power, which tells you the mindset of the people you are dealing with. They have given up on democracy. They are not interested in their voting matter. They are going to try and find alternative means. But Ghana is not Togo. That's all I have to say on this matter. We will not stomach it for 2 seconds. Everybody can see it. Doomso you are talking about. Somebody made it that we are good. Why? Everybody's generator is working, including yours.
I don't know if you have one.
I'm talking of the what's it called? Yeah. The studio.
Yes.
Oh yes.
Yes. My home. You have to put it on for 1 hour. Can you afford the fuel? I mean, what is this? And people are going around telling us that the arrogance of it. The arrogance of it.
That's what is upsetting.
You understand? You cannot. I mean, what are they thinking? We are all stupid? The place is a mess. You are saying that, oh, soon. What they told us, ECG came out and said that all the machines that this thing, they are fixed up. Why are people having seen? Go to Taifa. Every day, 12 hours on, 12 hours off.
Yeah. No, the same as my area.
Every day. There are many areas. And Accra is better than the rural areas or the regions. The regions are suffering this more than Accra. And you go and you move a whole plant for $35 million or $34 million and say you are going to rename it. You are renaming everything that you have never created before in your life. America is not yours, but you have renamed it. Universities that are not, you haven't put out, they should tell us what university they have done. They should tell us. But you are renaming. I mean, what is wrong with MPP? Where did we lose our way as a people to tolerate this nonsense? Excuse me to say. Excuse my French. I withdraw. Why do we have to tolerate this? It's just, you can't even begin to see the head or tail of it. And you want to compare to Mahama? Look, where Mahama put his foot now, everybody can see it. As they say, Kavidi Kadochi, we can see it clear. There is absolutely no comparison between Nana Addo and Mahama. Then you are bringing Bawumia. From where? We can see it clearly. And look at the way he's even talking now, as a statesman. The kind of jabs he should be jabbing you is jabbing you half. We the commentators are the one. But he's still doing statesmanship because he knows what he has to do when he comes. What is wrong with our people? And I asked the question, what has Muhammad done to it has become personal. So we should all suffer because of somebody's personal gripe against. Why? Didn't he hand over power? You have the power 8 years. He's contested. We've brought him back again. And you are saying that we have made. What mistake have we made? We are only looking at what you have done as opposed to what he did. We prefer his own. We prefer his own. We will bring him back. And Ghanaians are saying they are even making him a saint in terms of their performance against this. So, give me one macroeconomic indicator which theirs record in terms of peak is better than ours. Give me one. Inflation, they peak 54. We were in teens. Exchange rate, we were at 3.9 something when we left. You are 13.5.
13.7. No, this one 13.7.
Okay, we will reach 14, don't worry.
But didn't we go there?
Lending rates.
Yes, we
Debt to GDP ratio. What's it called? Borrowing from Bank of Ghana. So you tell me one macroeconomic indicator.
But you know, one thing,
as we are, that you have where your peak is, and look at our peak, and tell me whether you can compare to Mahama.
Yeah, and it's good you mentioned the debt to GDP, because at the time when you were leaving office, it was around 73.3%.
We got to 104.
No, the difference is that they had the opportunity of rebasing. Yeah. So it came down to 59% because of the rebasing.
And they've moved to 104.
You moved it to 76%.
And at one point, when they did the IMF first came, we were at 104% debt to GDP ratio, or thereabout, just over 100%. So they have no, look, there is no indicator. What's it called? Unemployment rates. Their unemployment rate is worse than anybody's. So what is it that you have come to tell? What is your message? What is your message that you are giving us? That what have you done that you are come to tell us? And you are my namesake is comparing Mahama to. I will tell him to remove the Alexander. He should just say Alex and let me take the Alexander. You understand? He's my brother. Afenyo market. It's wrong. There's no comparison whatsoever. But he has to say that. Yeah. He's majority leader. So he has to say it. So that's where we are.
Thank you, Alex. Uncle Alex, for your submission. Now, there's one particular quote from Afenyo Market's submission which I find very interesting, and there's a twist to it, if I may. So, quote, so from day one, that government will be in crisis, referring to the NDC. So, from day one, that government will be in crisis because those party people will be struggling on who should be the next leader, unquote, he noted. I think rather this is a different assertion, that government will be in crisis because of the mess which has been created, not because they will be struggling to choose the next person to lead the country. Because political parties are not built on the stills of personalities. Political parties are built on the stills of communism and having, what's it called, aspirations that aligns with the party's ideologies. And that's why people belong to political parties, not because of individuals. So if former President John Mahama were to exit today, it is the party that has to decide on who should represent the party for the next election. That wouldn't be former President Mahama's headache, would it? So he would have the benefit of governance, while the party would have the headache of deciding who represents the party going forward into 2028. So that, in my estimation, assertion is null and void. So, do you disagree?
You are right. The truth of the matter is that you discuss the MPP and what Afenyo Market says in the context of the Ejapadiye book. Then you draw it down before you move into why he will say that he is one of those that was used to perpetuate crime in the MPP, and so he has every right to be making some of these toddlers thinking. You understand? First of all, you are a lawyer, and you know your Article 66 tells you that every president has one term. You understand? So this business of when he comes, he has one term. Which president is sworn in and given 2 terms at a go? So clearly, this is kindergarten thinking. In any case, if the MPP were to come, in an unlikely event they were to come to power today, is it not the same old faces? Who else would they be appointing? He was used to do a coup d'etat against his own mentor, Chairman Zabozu. So he has to say some of these things. instead of concentrating on the level of hardship that this government has unleashed onto the people of this country. See what he's talking about. Infantile politics. This is called university first year politics that he's doing. He has to rise to the occasion. I remember the last time he was talking about the age of the running mate and that she's that old. I said, what kind of life is this? That position, the majority leader position, has been occupied by people of valor, people with credibility, candor. And so if you have got the opportunity to occupy that position, don't come and mess it up. Interestingly, he lives around, so I wish he would just switch off his or come to the studio and we all do this banter here, one-on-one, and then we go away. You understand? He's one of the reasons why when you give the young ones the chance, people say, let's give the youth the chance, I sometimes disagree. Because when they are given the opportunity, they come and mess up. Under the Japadier book, I'm reading a paragraph for you to know the thinking of these people. You say, although the Asante group within their current NPP is gearing up itself to take over the party after Nana's tenure in 2024, it would be ideal if we could work to bypass them in 2024. With hard work, we could work to pass the mantle over to a non-account person, preferably from the north, under whose presidency we could secure the maturity of our takeover project. So, Afenyo doesn't know that he's part of the project. They are being used as non-accounts in the party to protect
non-Ashanti.
Non-Ashanti, fantastic. Thanks for the to protect what few cabals have stolen from the state. And so when he was given the position of majority leader, he thought it's out of a dint of hard work. No? It's not about dint of hard work.
It's a pawn in the chess.
It's a pawn in the chess that you have to let bring you together as being part of the whole project, but rather you are protecting the loot of few people. Look, after 32 years, the NPP and NDC, they have no business being in government. Take it from me. But you see, it would have been an easy task for the NDC if the battle was between them and the NPP. Sitting here, but for the fact that Alan was in there, I would have voted for John Mahama. I'm telling you, I would have voted for John Mahama. Because you see, you cannot convince the ordinary Ghanaian, not even my mother in the village, that this current shape of the NPP, where we have been told by the chairman of the Ashanti region, NPP, want to be that no, apart from that, okay. Only yesterday he says, he got up at 10 a.m. because of a Joso by-election, called the vice president that the way things are going on in the Joso, if you don't construct your rules, it will be difficult. So he went to the vice president. The vice president called the minister of roads and highways that, hey, you have to award contracts. So at 2 a.m., the minister of roads and highways also called the finance minister. So at 2 a.m., they awarded contracts. They don't even have regard for our procurement law. See the way they are doing to Ghana. They award contracts at 2 a.m. in their offices without regard to any procurement laws in this country. And this is the leader you are telling us that he can come and do anything meaningful in this country? As we speak, he was elected 4th November 2023. Even selection of his running mate is a problem. Confused Flagbearer.
Yeah, he can't decide. That's true.
He can't. He can't. And so, for you to come and tell us that your reason for saying that John Mahama should not come, though he will not come because Alan Chamante is coming, obviously. And the reason why he shouldn't come is that when he comes, he has a 4-year term. That is unfortunate. And that when he comes, he's going to appoint the same old. If it was not appointment of the same old people, would he, Afenyo, had gotten the opportunity to be the majority leader? So it doesn't wash. And like Honorable was saying, in terms of every indicator, this government have shown that indeed they have no mettle in governing this country. And you made a point, and people discount it. And I'm not the one to be doing the NDC's bidding for them. Look, the impact of that close to 1 year Supreme Court case.
So NDC doesn't bring it up.
Look,
they don't bring it up.
See, sometimes There was a time I took my time to watch John Mohammed's last speech to Parliament. That was about 2 months. I said, let me do some research. And look, I felt for him because the propaganda in the airwaves, I was part of it, because I felt that the way and manner the elections went was also not good. So everything came to a standstill, to a halt.
1 year.
Look, to the extent that every morning, people that did not, a lot of the things that were going on in court, how many Ghanaians understood it? Yeah. But people were gathered on their television sets, watching it. So at that point, if you were the president, and you cannot deliver as a president when you are not carrying the entire country along.
On your back.
So 1 year, the man was subjected to this inhumane treatment led by a lawyer, Nana Akufo-Addo.
Selfish being.
A selfish being.
Yeah, very selfish.
After that, when the Supreme Court pronounced on it, that even became worse. So the man was sitting, occupying the position, but in reality, he didn't have control. Yeah. Whatever he said, half of the country didn't respect it. So whatever he was doing then, and I mean, with the benefit of hindsight, sometimes you have to be a man enough and say what we did in the past was wrong. I mean, recently that, and that is why I was so disappointed when John Mahama decided to go to court. Sometimes vengeance is mine. The man already is not going to perform. Why do you go to court for him to look? It seems like he's going to do anything serious. You understand? That I was taken to court. One day he will come and tell us that because he was taken to court, that is why he couldn't perform. But John Mahama was not treated well, in the same way as Professor John Evans Atamios. You remember the economy? At a point, we had a radio station. Yeah. The man was speaking and he made a mistake with economy or something. Yeah. It became a song. But democracy, as we are moving forward, we learn from some of these things.
The problem, let me just clear. We don't have many issues. So you people were able to take one and spend 6 months on it. We can't keep up with MPP now. Every week something new.
No, but ask for MPP school. That's what the day.
Of the day, every day, week something new.
Yeah.
Which one do you push?
One day, one issue. One day, one issue. So, Kwame, it is. Look, the man was criticized for doing so. Is that okay? Yes. It became a major issue in this country.
Yes. It was actually the main issue.
The main issue.
Yes.
All of us suffered. Yeah. But at the end of the day, was he able to do something meaningful?
Yes.
That is how you judge a person. Because believe you me, all of us are paying tax. This business of president here and there, it is our taxes that they use. How well did he use the tax to solve the very problem that he came to meet? He solved it. Now we are experiencing the same problem. Something that we used to campaign against him, you sat back, you saw all that happen, you have come, you are repeating it. Between the two of you, you are worse off. True. And you have Bawumia, who is the lead architect in this, say he's going to break the... You think leading the country is a joke? Look, the streets are boiling up. Kwame, every day fuel prices are going up. Well, what is this? So if government is all about passing on to the Ghanaian, then why must there be a government in the first place? I was telling you this morning about Joshua Biles. Go and see how much they have voted to go and spend, go and buy the conscience of the people in the Joshua. What the people say, they will take a vote against them. Because they know the hardships they are going through. They know it. And so, as for Afenyo, we can pardon him. But what I can advise him is that he has moved from being a mere or a common MP to a majority leader, whom I understand is also eyeing the presidency, because in this country everybody eyes presidency by heart. So if he wants to really eye the presidency, he must be serious in his thoughts, because he's dealing with serious-minded people in this country.
Thank you very much, Solo. I think, again, and Dr. Mazouk, maybe you may want to touch on that in your submission, that people think, and also to the NDC as well, people, they think that the 2024, 2025, 2026 going into the future politics is the same as 1992. It's not the same. Things have changed. So the strategy that you used in winning elections in 1992 cannot
Dedi kama mamena PENDREAM TV ase. Na so far so good. Say open online portal e wo Ghana. Ah nipa share, nipa follow, nipa comment here. To my best of knowledge, without any biases, PENDREAM TV.